Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Void. I'm Player 1.
And I'm Player 2.
And welcome back to the World Ends With You. Last time, we have conquered Fork City. And we learned a little bit more lore about Neku. He's like that because someone died. Not unexpected, but nice to learn anyway.
Anywho, let's get on with fighting Mr. Hanako.
Any last second things you want to do? Change a person?
No.
I want these pins. Yes. But I'm going to clear money. Nothing will be its death.
We've got a lot of these pins.
Yeah, because we did like, what would you say, like 50 pins?
True. One pin of everything.
I'm pretty sure the pig one is already mastered. Right, we got the sheep heavenly pin.
Yes.
And the gatito pin.
Yes.
And down here should be the pig pin. Grandmother load. Greatly increases your drop rate, but in exchange you stop receiving EXP. Huh? Huh? Delicious.
Alright.
Delicious.
That's how you want to run this. And, oh god, dropping straight into ultimate.
Yeah. Alright, y'all. Here we go.
Tell me who you are.
Mr. Hanakoma, what are you doing up here?
Yay, phones.
Phones? What's that?
Oh, right, sorry. Wrong you.
So this is our Mr. H.
Ow.
Are you okay, Mr. Hanakoma? And what are you doing all the way up here?
Just learn. I'm ready to pick up somebody, but I wanted to check something while I was here.
Check what?
Oh boy, I knew it. Visible in this world too, clear as day. This calls for serious action.
Look, Mr. H, I want to help you. I want to pay you back for all you've done for me.
Oh gee, phones.
You just seem so busy lately. I mean, I know I probably can't do much, but let me do what I can.
Thanks. It's a real decent of you to offer, phones. I'll take you up on that.
Really? I'm happy to work the cafe or clean up or whatever.
I've had my eye on you for a while now. But the other use in the middle of the game.
Excuse me?
Even though you're right here in the UG, can't exactly interfere. Even if just test you a bit.
Mr. Hanakoma, what's gotten into you?
But this is fair game. Let's have a look at what you can do. Is the secret boss him?
Say hello to Panthera Cantus.
Have fun, Neku. How's my
He is a recolored show and the Iron Maiden.
I see that.
But it is him. You can hear his voice lines.
How's my aim? How's my aim? Good work.
Enjoy the moment!
I try to fight you.
How's my aim? How's my aim?
I think we're doing alright. Yeah.
Another world awaits. Here it goes.
Alright.
How's my aim?
I think we got this.
How's my aim?
Is this the secret boss? Is this all that there is?
Did you see that?
See what?
I went to like 2 HP.
Interesting.
Not much in presentation, but yeah, this is a secret boss.
Hey, you said this one would be hard.
It's hard.
Am I want to heal?
I cannot. I don't have the time. If I hit that button, he's gonna get me.
Open up your world. There.
Oh?
Retry.
What do you think would be good here?
I don't know.
Because I don't think there's healing that's like immediate. I think there's always an animation.
There's no way to find out. Bend, da. Automatically use. You're getting rid of the swords? Your best AoE?
Just gonna try this.
Power is yet unknown. The power is yet unknown.
Have fun, Neku. You are done. Good work. How's my aim? Good work. Keep it up.
I can hit them both at once if I do it lined up correctly.
Oh, okay, there goes that.
Good work. Good work.
Enjoy the moment!
There we go.
I think we just use this whenever it's through. Thankfully, we're already on Ultimate, so this is already the hardest it can be. So when I have to do grinding, it is fun.
It only gets better from here. Another world awaits, and you're going.
It's called the Afterlife.
How's my aim?
Yeah, it's very
Almost. But is it both him?
I think you can just summon them.
Because we saw him holding those. So he's,
Another world awaits. You're going.
The world awaits, and you're going. I think the setup's actually working out.
How's my aim?
I think we got it.
I do believe this is the way to go about it.
This is the way.
Oh no.
Another world awaits. You're going.
Already on green.
Yes, I'm green.
I don't know what she's doing.
She's making clones. The thing is, I have her currently trapped in a corner.
Work for you? What do you think?
And her clones are dropping drops. So I don't know what that is. That can't be his drop.
Apparently fighting with that him with Josh.
Ending it. Oh, never mind.
Dig. Think that drop. It's all good thing.
Ice Risers? Black Jupiter. I'm pretty sure that's it. Wait. Black Jupiter. Maybe? We'll see.
Very nice, phones.
Mr. Hanakoma, why are you attacking?
You said you wanted to help me. That day may come sooner than expected for us.
What?
Later, get out.
Wait! Please, wait! What on earth? Is that really even him? The day I helped Mr. Hanakoma? What does he want me to do? My phones. And we're back. Alright, let's see here.
Is that all the noise?
There's all the noise.
That's all
and
the
that
noise.
was the ultimate drop.
Nice. Wait, then what's...
Anakoma's noise form. This ultimate existence, both lion and tiger, demands your full force. Oh. I don't know why they gave us ice risers. Black Jupiter.
Put that shit on.
Mars, Venus, Saturn, Mercury. Yeah? That is? Yeah. But there was also, they also have another one. King Arthur. Remember to get the maid costume?
I think that's hard.
Forever.
On the right side, you already got the hardest one.
Yeah. I think for completing the noise report. Babu!
Oh,
Little baby!
little baby.
There we go.
Rhyming her noise form.
105 noise. Oh. Wait. I think that means if we get a star for all of these, there's a place. If we get a star for the 10,
Maybe.
we gotta do some stuff. I think for right now, I'm gonna see if I can quickly do that fight again on these.
Which fight?
The fight.
Oh.
Give me 20%.
Really? Really?
Hang on. I wanna make sure I get
88? Oh no.
But it's not easy.
But we're level 10.
But is it easy?
But we're level 10.
Also, let me see my phones. Let's see if that's a good assessment. $150 attack, 40 attack, 150 HP, 40 attack, 40 defense. Alright, I'm gonna put that on. So that is better. And I know we have to go to Cat Street to get the ability for it. That's far away, so I'm gonna just do this first. 13th floor, there it is. Maybe. Maybe we gotta back out, go back in. Oh, that would make sense. We have to go back out and back in.
Holding up a ragged nation. You know it in your mind what it's like and how it lies. You want the right resolution, the right.
Huh? No. No. Okay. He said, "Oh, it's you again. You're free to pass." I got scared.
No, you got you a pass.
Whew. Whew. Let's see how this goes. Oh, you're Shiki.
Oh.
You're good as gone.
Here it comes! There! Here it comes!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You see the health bar? Oh yeah.
I see.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does that mean Mr. Harper is a Reaper as well?
No,
Oh, he has a noise form.
you gotta read the secret. I think just beings in the game have noise. Like higher beat.
That means Beat at one point would have had a noise form.
Maybe.
Because he was a Reaper for a while there.
Maybe.
Also, that secret boss is now a joke.
That's how it's done.
King Arthur.
There it is.
I need 2 more of those. Because for some reason it can evolve.
I wonder what it will evolve into.
I don't remember how it evolves. Let me just keep that. So what do you say? What do we do for these last 10 minutes of the fight?
Read the noise report? Read the secret reports?
We still have to get some.
We have the main series one, correct?
Yeah, we have the main ones, and we have the Another Day one. But so many things too.
We can read A New Day next time.
As is common knowledge, all games in the UG take place under our supervision. However, this particular game is saddled with a nigh unbelievable set of extenuating circumstances, catching the attention of the higher plane. Thus, I shall be taking a more hands-on role this time, as detailed in this report. The core differences in this game are as follows. 1. Its role in plans for Shibuya's destruction. 2. The composer's absence from the UG. 3. The resulting limitations to its powers. And 4. The game being played by a proxy. The composer has informed me of 2 major points. That he plans to destroy the UG, but also that his final decision will hinge on the outcome of his game with the conductor. A provisional rule for this game requires the composer to vacate the underground. It is unprecedented for the composer to be absent during a game. I cannot predict what effect it may have. Furthermore, the composer must lower the frequency of his vibe to travel from the UG to the RG, inevitably curtailing his abilities. This makes investigating the conductor and his strategy incredibly difficult, as the composer is still the only one who knows who and what I am. It means lingering the UG to all reports carries a lethal risk. The greatest randomizer in the current game is the use of a hand-picked proxy to compete against the conductor in the composer's stead. No information on this person exists at present. While the situation seems dire, I believe the key to getting ahead of all this is at hand. You see, time always builds upon the past. I have already located our key. It is a pin request from the conductor. Normally, the psych manifestations of pins are determined by one's imagination. Thus, by analyzing the pin, the user's imagination, or rather, their true intentions, are revealed. Unfortunately, this order came through the composer and never came into contact with the conductor. Thus, I could not use it to determine the nature of his imagination. I, too, have lowered my vibe to tune into the UG, limiting my abilities. However, at this stage, realizing that this pin holds the key is sufficient. The possibility of forestalling the plans for the UG's destruction remains. Some shit. As the game was set to end, I felt an intense burst of soul, and at its source, I found the composer's hand-picked proxy, one Neku Sakura. Let it be noted that once danger was past, the soul he expelled rapidly tapered off. I shall define soul as it exists in the UG later. For now, let it suffice to say it is the energy he bears within him. His unstable soul is a result of a rift between his body and emotional mind. This discord can be traced to a few causes. 1. His dense and all-inclusive soul composition. 2. Emotional confusion inhibiting the unity of his emotional self and physical body. And 3. The exacerbation of that confusion by memory loss due to his entry fee. However, anyone possessing such diverse soul can become a formidable wielder of imagination. The composer is right to choose this role. Shibuya's fate may rest on how well he manages to stabilize his soul. To measure his stability, I gave him a harmonizer pin. It can only be used when he cooperates with his partner. Synchronizing with another hinges on his ability to first stabilize his own soul. Thus, successful use of the pin would indicate he has made progress on that front. The further he is able to push his and his partner's psych resonance through fusion, the greater his own internal stability will become. The progress of his soul merits close observation henceforth. Allow me to redefine the composer's role. As I continue to observe the game's progress, I have a clear view of the enormous effect of the composer's absence. A clear definition of his duties are key to understanding the extent of this disruption. The composer holds absolute authority over the underground. By authority, I mean the right to determine rules. He is the only one who can change the composition of the UG and sole creator of this movement. The underground Shibuya is created and organized by the composer's rules, which pit players against Reapers in a struggle for survival. A new composer only arises when the previous one is defeated. The victor takes the victim's place. At this juncture, the new composer rewrites the rules of UG Shibuya. However, there being no composer at all is a different situation. It means the rules that make up the UG are invalid. In other words, without a composer, the underground collapses. However, the composer's absence is still a secret. At present, only 3 people know: the composer himself, his opponent, the conductor, and the producer, me. The producer. The producer's role is that of guardian over the game. For observation purposes, he must sometimes descend from the higher plane to the underground. While the producer is natively an entity from the higher plane, he can adjust the frequency of his vibe to visit the UG in lower planes. Think of a radio. Going from station A to station UG simply requires tuning in to a different frequency. The producer has the power to contact any and all beings in the underground. However, he is strictly prohibited from revealing his identity in UG. His existence endangers the stability of the rules and balance of the UG and RG. Thus, the producer's identity must stay a secret from Reapers and players, not to mention those in the RG. He may freely contact only one person as the producer, and that is the composer. So, Mr. H is kind of... he's big ball.
Oh,
The UG exists as a separate plane when the composer can judge the worth of men. Within it are Reapers and human players. It is infeasible for the composer to judge all of humanity by itself, so a filtering system utilizing the Reapers was created, the Reapers game. Reapers act as a test, weeding out unfit players. Upon becoming a Reaper, one's physical body changes, gaining incredible strength and an extended lifespan. Immortal.
yes.
As Reaper and player alike progress through the game, engaging in imagination-driven combat, their soul is refined. Soul is abstract matter revealed through our research into life and death, and a component in the makeup of the atmosphere, humans, will, thought, all phenomena. As Reapers execute the game, they undergo a process of evolution, from grunts to officers to the composer. However, Reapers that follow the ideal route are rare, and most are erased by players. Reaper or player, those erased within the game disperse the mind and spirit housed within their flesh in the form of soul. Thus they are erased only from visible existence. Their soul persists in the UG until gathered and tied together according to a new code. This new code is essentially imagination. Given sufficient imagination, any form is possible, be it a pin or a Reaper.
What?
So basically, die and become something else. Variations in this code cause the soul to manifest in different forms. In other words, humans, Reapers, and Noise are all entities formed of soul. The only difference is their code. But what are Noise? Entities without conscious will, only the drive to multiply. Thus they constantly thirst for soul, attacking players and possessing humans in the real ground. Soul consumed by noise is destroyed, even if the noise is erased. Thus, possessed humans often exhibit a rush of euphoria immediately after the noise is removed. Though untested, the same would likely hold for a player or Reaper possessed.
Alright.
The real ground and underground are planes of existence. Other planes exist as well, the one inhabited solely by noise, for example, or our customary plane. The planes are stacked in parallel, though each exists at a different frequency vibe in tune with its inhabitants. Observing a lower plane from a higher plane is simple. Actual transplanar contact, while possible, is highly complex. The vibes of adjacent planes are closer, making passage between them comparatively easier. More distant planes show greater differences in vibe frequencies, and thus communion becomes more difficult. The UG exists just above the RG, allowing those in the UG to observe the RG, but not vice versa. Noise exists on a special plane that straddles both the RG and UG, enabling their interference in the affairs of both. When players come into contact with noise, they are drawn into the noise plane. In other words, players are forcibly tuned in to the noise plane. Conversely, there exists an even higher plane than the RG and UG. That is where I am from, the plane of the angels. As in the RG and UG, angels have created a web of social schema to guide their activities. The werewolf producer is just one cog in the angel machine. Angel vibes are extremely high frequency. Not even the composer can catch them all. In actuality, he can pick up only that of the producer. As you can see, interplanar contact is beset by difficulty, but certain modes do exist for its realization. One is the modulator decal. Within its area of effect, players from the UG can manifest visibly in the RG and communicate with others there.
Interesting.
Reapers and the composer can down-tune their vibes at will. Near these decals, however, even their vibes will be forcibly adjusted to the lower frequency. Another mode, imprinting, requires no physical manifestation in the RG. Imprintees experience the conferred thoughts as bursts of inspiration. The reliability of these
Yes.
thus depends upon the person receiving it. What the hell is that? For example, successful communication with preoccupied people is unlikely. Furthermore, recipient interpretation of said inspiration colors the message, making imprinting unreliable at best. Remember Reaper Creeper?
Yeah.
Reaper Creeper was created as a mode of popular communication between the planes. Modulating paralogos printed on paper allow for limited UG interaction with real-ground objects. As those in the RG are unaware of players, they perceive the illusion of a coin moving by itself. I receive periodic communication from the composer. While we maintain contact, I am prohibited from providing him with information for risk of unbalancing the game. I am permitted only to respond to his commissions for certain items, and even then am only able to create and deliver said items. The composer has requested increased phone functionality for use in the next game. Today, the proxy's partner, Shiki Misaki, freed herself from her defining value, envy. With this, the composer is convinced of the proxy's victory on the 7th day. His confidence arises because the proxy's intervention is indispensable in causing his partner's growth. It signals the proxy's departure from his obsessive self-actualization game. Previously, even the composer was unsure of his proxy's capacity for growth. Normally, the composer possesses a certain degree of clairvoyant foresight. His current down-tuned state, however, limits his abilities, clouding the supratemporal vision. Though able to observe the UG from the real ground, he is otherwise saddled with limitations. For one, his outward appearance. He looks younger than he would at full vibe frequency within the UG. Fortunately, this prevents the Reapers from recognizing him as the composer. To begin with, the composer contacts Reapers only through the conductor, so most are unaware of what he looks like. Additionally, as the being in the underground with the highest vibe, some lesser Reapers are incapable of perceiving him. The effects of downtuning occur because the composer's vibe and RG's frequency are substantially different. For Reapers, the downtuning necessary to exist in the RG is significantly less, and thus affects less prominent changes. That said, it depends on the Reaper. At any rate, the effect is minimal, making Reapers much more frequent visitors to the real ground, provided they complete their duties. Reapers may do as they wish in the RG within certain accepted boundaries, such as 777 making food bay, and then the end of week 1. As the composer predicted, the proxy has won the game. So what happens to those who survive the week? Those whose imagination is less than outstanding are broken down into soul, while those with excellent imagination become Reapers. The most talented of these may travel to the next plane inhabited by us angels. Diligent reapers too may pass through the office of composer to ascend to the plane of angels. Now, a what if. This may sound odd, but one may also choose to be reincarnated. Well, the word reincarnation is not quite accurate, for the humans of the RG are not truly dead. They merely possess different soul code and have been tuned into a different plane. We angels do not consider it a loss if a talented player elects to return to the real ground, as their superior imagination will inspire other humans. Upon returning to life, the exceptional player's creative activities soon make their mark upon society. His art, music, and other output become a part of culture, spreading and persisting through time, refining people's imagination, even without personal contact with the player. Holy shit, Mr. H was a cool-ass player. Certainly this requires time, but no one has ever accused angels of being in a hurry. The composer's absence during this particular game, however, means that reincarnation is not an option. Damn. We couldn't have come back to life any time. Damn. Only the composer possesses the level of imagination necessary to reincarnate. It is beyond the conductor's means. The conductor continues to act as if the composer were present, but this farce can only continue for so long. I will be watching with great curiosity to see how the conductor responds once his bruise unravels. As I was busy writing reports, the boy in my custody, Beat, went missing. Beat has expressed curiosity in how noise was created. Perhaps he plans to ask a Reaper, but even without specific instruction from them, he has the ability now. I gave him a pin filled with the special imagination required to create noise, and imprinted him with instructions for its use. This does not qualify as interference in the game. Yes, it does. Yes.
Does it?
Yes, it fucking does. Beat is a goddamn... He helps us win! The information I gave him will have no impact on the game's results. It was merely a token of my esteem for his unflinching passion towards what he holds dear. Whether he uses this power and how is completely up to him. Okay, Mr.
So it's
H.
just...
I see.
He was just taught how to use a specific kind of pin.
I see you, Mr. H. Okay. As predicted by the composer, his proxy has entered the game a second time. The proxy has proven his aptitude and will be joined in the next game by the composer himself as his new partner. There are 3 reasons behind the composer's choice of actions. He likes his lists. 1. To ascertain the conductor's strategy. 2. To educate his proxy. And 3. To protect him. Educate. With his return to the UG, the limits on the composer's abilities will be relaxed. However, using his abilities could reveal his identity. As such, he will need to continue to limit himself for a while longer. This presents a certain set of risks. The greatest risk, however, lies with the composer joining the proxy for this game. The composer's presence, his tremendously high vibe, will place a great deal of physical and psychological strain on the proxy. Furthermore, the proxy's victory in the previous game has won him back his memory. The self-actualization loop binding the proxy is thus stronger than ever, more deeply ensconced even than the envy cleared from Shiki in the previous game. There is a possibility of the proxy's soul destabilizing, negating its progress through the previous game. Slight problems also persist with the proxy's personality. How long will the proxy be able to bear being side by side with the composer?
The whole week.
He learned. Today, an alert was handed down. The discovery of a fallen angel. A fallen angel is one who has broken the angel's code, a criminal. Their crime? Revealing the secrets of Taboo Noise Refinery to the game master, Minamimoto. Minamimoto knows the composer's RG identity, secret even to the conductor, and has chased him to the real ground. The fallen angel may also have supplied him with this information. Minamimoto lusts to take the composer's place, and his potential to do so comes second only to that of the conductor. Despite being a complete outsider in the wager between composer and conductor, he stands to hinder the composer greatly. It is entirely possible Minamimoto may rise to the office of conductor before this wager has been decided. All eyes from the higher plane are on this game and the future of Shibuya. Should its result be invalidated by outside interference, the angel's disappointment would be vast. So, what is the fallen angel's goal? Dominion over the underground? Retribution against the angels? Whatever the case, we must carefully monitor Minamoto's actions and stay vigilant against this fallen angel.
Oh, that's not good.
Alright, let's see. I was finally able to hand over the phone tracking application the composer requested some time back. I informed the composer was ready 3 days ago, but they apparently had no time to come pick it up. It just shows how carefully the proxy is planning each move. The application detects the conductor's imagination. With it, one can walk around Shibuya and piece together the conductor's strategy.
And that's why they repeat pins.
At this point, even I cannot fathom the conductor's plan. I will have to rely on the information gathered by the composer. While I wait for his findings, I will work on the composer's next order, a second revision to the phone's functionality. Today also marks my first contact with the proxy since he formed a pact with the composer. He appears considerably wary of his partner at present time. As expected, the psychological strain is severe. So severe, in fact, that most players would be unable to continue. Right now, the only thing keeping the proxy in the game is his entry fee. At least his dangerously strained state of mind is acting to heighten his soul. I saw no sign of relapse or destabilization. Rather, the return of his memory seems to have yielded only positives. I look forward to watching the proxy's continued growth. He cares about him. The composer's reports indicate rough going in his investigation. I suspect the limits upon his abilities. Meanwhile, Minamoto has not issued any missions. The Reaper elites must be alarmed as well. Perhaps this is more of the Fallen Angel's influence. As I've stated, Minamoto is suspected of a liaison with the Fallen Angel. The Fallen Angel may have chosen Minamoto for a few reasons. First, none decided the composer's office more. Minamoto's obsession is great enough to compel him to pursue the composer into the real ground. Unlike simple Reapers, however, the composer's powers are not lost in the RG. I can just imagine the shock dawning on Minamoto's face as I write this. Yes, the composer must down-tune to the frequency of the real ground, limiting his powers. However, Minamoto is in the same boat. As a result, the difference in their abilities remained unchanged. Thus, the assassination attempt failed. While Minamoto's efforts were fruitless, they serve as ample proof of his convictions. The second reason the Fallen Angel may have targeted him is his lack of loyalty to the Reaper's organization and his preference for solo action. His distaste for cooperation meant little chance of him revealing the Fallen Angel's presence. The third reason is his consistently unconventional aesthetic. His bizarre actions regularly cause confusion among those around him. Even if the Fallen Angel were to urge him to do something out of the ordinary, that would be ordinary for him. No one would suspect a thing.
Fair enough.
This is why he's an ideal target for a Fallen Angel to work his agenda without raising suspicion. At least, it seems a logical conclusion. The question now is, why has Minamoto abandoned the game, and what is he doing? I suspect that his only current objective is to take out the composer. If so, he is likely preparing for the 7th day and his opportunity to confront the players. Just what did the Fallen Angel tell Minamoto? Perhaps no one will want to know. The proxy feels an affection for the art of the designer Cat, myself. As he was picked by the composer, this is hardly coincidence, it was an inevitability. Cat's creative works are embedded with command codes. His art acts as a medium for mass imprint.
What? Nani? The fuck?
The imprinting players use works only on an individual basis. However, through art, one can affect anyone who comes into contact with the work. I imbue my art with 2 command codes. The first is, enjoy the moment more. This strengthens the imagination. The proxy received this signal loud and clear, though past trauma precluded him from responding accordingly. Past trauma. Oh, his frame. The second code, gather, calls to those with strong imaginations, hence the inevitability. Why wouldn't the composer find his worthy proxy standing in front of my graffiti? A single reason exists for rigging my art in this way. The creation of the future requires imagination. See, my art is widely accepted in Shibuya. This proves that those with imagination sufficient to create the future are gathering in the area. Shibuya's future is looking very bright. Damn, this man's smart. Basics. I have finished revision 2 of the phone tracking app, which allows it to detect the Shibuya River. The composer aims to use this device to convey the river's location to the proxy. Before passing that knowledge along, the composer needed to understand the conductor's plan. As of yesterday, he felt confident in his hypothesis. The composer had encountered red skull pins everywhere the detector had led, the same pins I created at the conductor's behest on the first day. As I suspected, they form a prime piece of his strategy. The imagination he has filled those pins with is the same as that in the player pin, imprinting. They are set apart, however, by a single, major difference. The red skull pins are made to imprint targets with a conductor's will. Anyone wearing the red skull pin is dominated by the conductor's mind. The further the pins spread, the more people he controls. However, the red skull pins have penetrated less than half of Shibuya's real-ground population in the last 2 weeks. At this rate, the conductor's strategy will end in failure. How does he intend to penetrate the rest of Shibuya? I'll be monitoring his actions closely. And now, this one. The final day's mission came from the conductor, eliminate Minamimoto. Unexpected as it was, tension ran high, but the composer's quick thinking saved the day. In the end, all went according to his plan, and he successfully guided the proxy on to the next game. His solution entailed first defeating Minamimoto, thereby ensuring the proxy's victory. Secondly, the composer pretended to be erased by Minamimoto while shielding the proxy. To accomplish this, he fled to a parallel world just before Minamimoto's final attack connected. The proxy survived the game alone, but was again unable to elect reincarnation due to the composer's illegal participation in the game. For better or worse, the game between the composer and conductor concludes in 1 week's time. The conductor's strategy may end in failure, but we will see. I need to keep a close eye on his actions. All I can do is wait for the composer to inform me of which parallel world he escaped to.
Fucking Tenpen.
I see.
Fucking, I'm here in Tenpen. It's wild.
And then I began patrolling Shibuya in pursuit of the conductor's strategy. While in Utagawa, I spotted Minamimoto's taboo noise refinery sigil. Several types of these sigils exist in various categories which we of the higher plane have classified. Not all of them, however, will work in the UG. Its vibe frequency is simply too low for them to translate properly. The sigil Minamimoto drew was one of these undecodable types. Was that a mistake on the fallen angel's part, or was it a transcription in error by Minamimoto? Either way, with that design, he stands little chance of reviving himself. However, Minamimoto is driven, and his imagination strong. Perhaps strong enough to make a taboo sigil work even in the underground. If so, the specific result would be impossible to predict.
He becomes taboo.
Taboo. Anything that might interfere with the composer and conductor's wager is to be avoided at any cost. I will personally neutralize Minamimoto's sigil. Angels may not interfere in the Reaper's game, but this contest will decide Shibuya's future. The higher plane cannot idly stand by. Meanwhile, the conductor has dealt a preemptive blow. The starting player count in this final game is 1. I cannot be certain whether the conductor knows that Neku Sakuraba is the proxy, but this severe restriction in the number of entrants ensures player erasure. In this flagrant abuse of his privilege, he has eliminated the threat of the proxy. With the composer in a parallel world, the proxy's position is perilous. Still, as producer, I am bound by the rules. I can offer him no help. All I can do is guide him to the Shibuya River. Call it luck or fate, even by himself the proxy has managed to form a pact. He's partnered to Beat, now a Reaper who has himself fixated on reaching the river. As such, guiding the proxy will require little work on my part. Still, I haven't uncovered the conductor's strategy for this final week, so I can't afford to relax quite yet. The conductor has used Beat's betrayal as an excuse to issue an emergency call. With it, the composer's rule for the UG are essentially suspended. After weeks of concealing the composer's absence, the conductor finally has absolute authority. At the same time, he's made red skull pins mandatory for all Reapers. Now most of Shibuya has a red skull pin. The stage has been set for the conductor's counterattack. Furthermore, he's cordoned off each area of the UG with walls. I could leave the UG, elevate my vibe, and pass through them quite easily, but to what end? I am bound to the UG and thus my hands are tied. I cannot reach the composer, nor do I know in which parallel world he's hiding. For now, all I can do is use my second sight to watch the game's progress.
I see.
Rather than head to the Shibuya River, Proxy has begun wandering the streets, apparently in pursuit of the Game Master. Konishi, this round's Game Master, seems mainly interested in saving her own skin. She appears a loyal follower of the conductor, but the appearance of a promising candidate for composer would quickly change her tune. At this point, she has been working hard to recover the conductor's trust after her slip the first day. She has issued a single 6-day mission, one that exploits Beats' greatest weakness, rhyme. Her plan is to panic the pair into committing some fatal error while keeping watch for a front row seat within Beats' shadow. This serves both to restore her standing with the conductor and to avenge the blow to her pride. Beats' greatest desire is to bring her back to life. Even if revived though, Rhyme still lost the game. Her entry fee is non-refundable. I do not know what the girl's entry fee was, but a life without it, the thing she held most dear, would be filled with grief and hardship. But is the void in one's heart caused by loss never filled? I think it can be. It may take time, but something else will come along to fill that empty space, so long as one enjoys the present. Enjoy the moment! In other words, we need to mourn the loss of that which we hold dear. If only more people realize this. The composer did not impose the entry fee upon players to cause them anguish. In experiencing life without the thing one most values, players are forced to re-examine just how crucial those things really are. The hope is that by the close of the game, players will be able to take a hard look at themselves and be able to take on the future with a new outlook on life. The entry fee exists to force players to see the truth about themselves. It is a test posed by the composer to spur players' self-enlightenment. Damn. The conductor has begun his work with the Red Skull Bands. By bringing Shibuya's collective consciousness in line with his own, he hopes to accomplish his goal of rebuilding Shibuya. The conductor's zeal is unparalleled among Reapers. His strong presence was central to the composer's ability to govern Shibuya, an area considered exceptionally chaotic even among the higher planet denizens. That the composer would consent to base his plans for Shibuya's destruction on a game with the conductor shows his unwavering trust in his subordinate. The unification of minds is the natural state of the higher plane. Given time, it might happen throughout the underground. The current UG, however, is not ready. People have erected walls within their minds, dividing their collective consciousness. They coexist independently, like the cells that make up a single human being. While the player pin holds imagination strong enough to pass through those walls, the pin user's own barriers are strengthened. Were that not the case, the incoming flood of other minds could erode the user's own consciousness. Consequently, those who hold player pins cannot be escaped.
Alright.
Why does individuality exist? This is something the conductor has overlooked. Everything that exists has a purpose. Obsessed with his egoistic protection of Shibuya, the conductor has blinded himself to the facts. With his blind ego funneled into everyone in Shibuya, the city's destruction is not far off. As so long as there is individuality, it is impossible to fully eliminate loneliness. There is no such thing as a shared reality. Even people who believe they share a connection are not truly connected. They must actually make contact, clash, and learn about others through their foreignness. Differences should not be denied. They should be accepted and enjoyed. People must realize this if Shibuya is to be spared from destruction. I've detected an energy spike here. It would seem Minamimoto has returned. I judged his revival unlikely after spotting his taboo refinery syndrome on the first day, but it appears Minamimoto's imagination is much stronger than I anticipated. The fallen angel must have completed the array for him. A troubling thought. Who can say what impact this will have on the composer and conductor's game? Minamimoto has one goal now, to find the composer and erase him. To be honest though, he didn't really do anything.
Nah.
He
Got bodied.
He fought us once, went to the river, and then died. Minamimoto has been tracking the composer's movements. He must know that the composer frequents this cafe. Chances are he'll pay a visit himself. As for the composer, I have yet to receive any word from him. Could the composer's abilities now be so limited that he cannot even reach me? I may need to contact myself in the parallel worlds to help search for him.
Oh.
Let me expand on the concept of parallel worlds.
Alright.
In life, reality is made up of a continuous string of choices, and the consequences of those choices. Every time a choice is made, the option not selected branches off and exists as its own reality, a parallel world. Countless numbers of such parallel worlds exist within a single plane, be it the RG or the UG, and travel among them is possible through the use of imagination. Theoretically, anyone can jump to a parallel world, but penetrating the membrane between worlds requires uptuning one's vibe. This limits the pool of beings able to make the trip. Additionally, stress caused by breaking through a barrier can pull down the traveler's base vibe. If the vibe dips, the frequency may be too low to pass through the barrier. In the worst cases, it may render the traveler unable to return to his or her own original world.
Oh.
Conversely, angels are beings meant to jump between worlds, thus such travel is a simple matter. Angels have a higher base vibe than the frequency of the underground, allowing them to leave the UG, then tune their vibe to that of the desired parallel world. Amazing. I have located the composer. He is in a world where Tinpin Slammer, of all things, reigns supreme. I am off to retrieve him. Minamimoto is definitely targeted at the shop, and not with friendly intentions. It is essential that I leave here immediately. I will leave the keypin of the Shibuya River for the proxy. He should know what to do from there. Shibuya's fate has been placed in the proxy's hands. It is no longer safe for me to achieve. My work here is done. All that remains is to retrieve the composer from the parallel world and bring him back to this one. Which he did. And the last dragon.
Yes.
The composer defeated the conductor. The composer defeated the proxy. However, he has stayed his decision to destroy Shibuya. It seems the course of the game has brought about a change of heart in the composer.
Oh, Josh, you like us? Well...
No.
Yes, Shibuya persists, but it is no longer the same city as it was a month ago. So that's the time scale. In its stead, a completely new Shibuya has arisen. As the composer has changed, so Shibuya itself has metamorphosed. 1 month previous, Shibuya was plagued with problems, dire enough to motivate the composer to destroy it. Today, Shibuya has shifted into what we angels believe to be the optimal parallel world. Ah, damn. To complete this puzzle, all of the pieces had to be set in their proper place. If even one was incorrect, the entire picture would be ruined. Rhyme's selfless display of kindness, Higashizawa's bottomless career ambitions, Konishi's heart of stone, the conductor's wild actions born from overflowing youth. All of these were necessary if Shibuya was to be born anew. There are no extra pieces, no irrelevant components. Accept society as an ever-changing thing, and your mind will also become flexible. Individuals will link together and enact change throughout society. This is the only way to weather, no, to ride high upon the waves of the ever-changing world. It was no coincidence the composer opted for the simple method in the end. My gratitude goes out to you all. I greatly look forward to what this new Shibuya will become. Thank you. And then let's leave this. I entered the parallel world and contacted the composer. Unexpectedly, he seemed to be enjoying his stay. In fact, the reason he had not contacted me was because he was too busy playing Tinpin. I made him promise to meet me at the Shibuya River. In the meantime, I need to hide out, so as to not meet myself in this world. Usually, angels existing as multiple entities within the same world poses little problem. However, mine is a somewhat special case. Oh, here we go.
Oh no.
The twist. You see, I am the fallen angel who taught Minamimoto how to refine taboo voice.
Alright.
Minamimoto owes his successful rebirth to the corrections I made to his flawed taboo refinery station. I must hide in Pork City for fear that my Artland itself in this world will report me on sight.
Oh.
Minamimoto is my backup plan to ensure Shibuya's survival. If the composer does not change his mind, this unique city will be lost. I must prevent that at any cost. Thus, I deemed it necessary to cross the boundaries angels usually respect. I happily accept the stigma of fallen angel for this cause. Well then, it's about time to meet him. After calling the composer and hearing his cheery voice, I feel as if my shadow falls even darker. But darkness has always been husband to light. I sincerely hope that someday my sins will be judged justified. I still hold faith that they will, now and forevermore. One last thing, to the composer's pick, Neku Sakuraba. The future you must choose is within you. I'm glad to have met you have had the chance to meet them.
Oh. Oh.
And there's the regular ones. We still got 3 more. Which we will get to next time. I'm tired.
Oh.
I've been Player 1.
I'm having player 2.
And we'll see you next time in the void.
What?